Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's discuss object-oriented programming with C language. Now here we would learn about creating your very own data types and learning how typedef struct works. So let me create a folder for lecture 8. Now let me create our main.c file. Now using typedef struct in C language is just like working with classes in Python, so it enables you to like create your very own data types. Now remember we have data types in C language like the list, like the dictionary and all of that. So we learn how to we like create our own data type using the typedef struct. So let's see how that goes. Now we have type def struct, and then the name of let's say you're going to create a person data type. Now we say okay. Yeah. So now this is like creating a data type to store a person object, right? A person has a name and an age. So we would like be storing both inside a single object, like a single variable. Now let's see how this works around also. So let's say person p1. To create a new object, we're going to be using like a the name of the class, which is the name of the struct, and then the name of the variable that we're trying to store it inside of. So now this person p1 is just like saying your int and then the name of your variable. So we are creating a variable that would store the person object. So like the person data type in this case. You know the same way you use int and your variable name like int a, int b, int number. Now we are using person p1 because the p1 is the variable, the person is the data type. Now let's go ahead and see how this works around also. So p1 name equals John. So now this is like saying the name value of your person object is going to be John, and now let's say p1 dot age equals 20. Now let's try to print and see what happens. So we're using the print format, and now we are saying we want to print out the name of the user, of the person, and then we are saying p1 dot name. So what this does is when you say p1 dot name equals and then you provide the value, you are storing it. But when you put p1 alone, then p1 dot name, that's like getting the value back from the database, from the object. When you say p1 dot name equals, as in this case in line 19, p1 dot name equals, we are trying to set the variable, like the field of the person. But then when we just say p1, now we don't put anything like equals to in front of it, then we are trying to get the value. So this is to set, and then this is to get back the value. So now that should print out the name of the person for us. Now let's print the age, and let's see what happens. Let's return 0. Now let me compile my code and see. Lecture 8. Now when I run ./main, you can see we have name equals John and age equals 20. So this is like how it works. We are able to create our very own data type using the typedef struct, then the name of our data type here, and the final like definition here. So then we like create the variable here using the data type, like let's say int number for example. So here we are saying person p1 to initialize the variable. Now here we like stored the name of the user inside of the variable name, like p1.name equals name. It's just like saying this user, the name value of this user is going to be John. So like this is the same thing that this line is doing. So p1.name equals John. So like the name of this specific person object is going to be John, and then the age will be 20. But then you can also change it. Same way you can change the value of your variables. So here we can say p1.name. We no longer want it to be equals to, or we can say do instead. And now when we reprint, printf. Now let me recompile my code and see what happens. So now we can see the name has been changed from John to Doe, and yeah, it still works fine. So this is like how you use typedef struct. You can add as many fields as you possibly want. Let's say Chester. And now we have a phone field. So let's see how we can use that also. But now if we don't have the field initialized, like we've not stored the values, let's see if we try to print it, we see what happens. So printf phone, p1 the phone. So let's see what happens right here now. Remember, we've not stored the phone value, right? It should still be empty. So let's see what happens when we try to run it. So now you can see null, because like it's still empty, we've not filled it. That's how it works. So like we've not stored the value, but now when we decide to store p1 the phone, it should print out the value. So let me recompile and run my code again. So now we have our struct data, our person data type initialized and working perfectly. So thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, and actually, if possibly, share my video to other people who might need it. Thank you so much for watching.